Republican lawmakers have defended the president and his controversial actions, and a new article details just how, by instilling fear to those who defy him, by sending the message any opposition is an invite to, quote, the president's wrath and a premature end to a career in Republican politics. Joining me now is former Massachusetts governor and a Republican presidential candidate, William Weld. Bill Weld, awfully good to have you here. Let's get into this.
Thank you, Alex.
You were the first Republican to launch a primary challenge against this president. Are you concerned at all that your political career in the future within the Republican Party could be damaged if you fail to beat this president in the primary? And we should note you've had an illustrious career already, so that's why I said your future in the political party.
Well, I'm doing this for the good of the country, Alex. I think it's important that the Republican Party and the country as a whole not continue to remain in the sway under the yoke of Donald Trump. I've almost run for president twice before, so I certainly feel up to the job. And basically, I think it's important for Republicans and independent or undeclared voters to understand that there is an alternative to Donald Trump in the Republican primaries, and that's a two-term Republican governor who's a proven economic and fiscal conservative. That would be me. So, no, I'm not worried about anything.
Can I read the title of this New York Times article again? And it reads, Fear and Loyalty, How Donald Trump Took Over the Republican Party. Why do you believe that Trump is, in a way, the hill that they're willing to die on because the party keeps defending what some call the indefensible?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's Stockholm Syndrome, people identifying with their captor, but I thought former Senator Flake of Arizona wrote a very good piece recently where he said, you know, if ever there was a time to put country over party, he was addressing his former colleagues, Republican senators. Ever a time to put country over party, it is now. And if you do that, addressing the senators, you might just save the grand old party, meaning the Republican Party, before it's too late. I agree with his implied premise there, which is that if the Republicans submit their necks to the yoke of Donald Trump and march in lockstep to defend him, irrespective of the evidence, they're going to go down in droves. I've seen this movie before. I saw the congressman who defended Nixon all summer long. They all lost when they faced the voters at the polls the next year because they looked like fools.
So you're saying that if Republicans vote to put Donald Trump back into office, the Republican Party itself, certainly as you know it, it can't be saved? It's gone? Can it bounce back?
Well, what I was actually saying is if the Republican senators march in lockstep behind Trump, irrespective of the evidence at the trial,
okay, but let's talk about the Republican Party. If you talk about the 63 million or so that choose to vote again for this president, I mean, is the Republican Party now the Republican Party that you were a part of when you ascended to your terms as governor of Massachusetts, which was the most Democratic state in this union, and yet you served as a Republican governor there fairly effectively?
Yeah, I think two things. I think if Mr. Trump either is removed from office by the senators or loses in November of 2020, and by the way, I think he will lose that election if he is the nominee, because there are more nice people in this country than not nice people, and Mr. Trump is not a nice person. I think if he is gone off the stage by November of 2020, everyone will say, whoa, boy, thank goodness that's over. Let's get on with our lives now. If he gets back in November of 2020, his chief strategist, Steve Bannon, has said you're going to see 4 years of unrequited payback. Mr. Trump himself has said, typically belligerent, has said, if I don't get reelected, there's going to be a civil war. So, you know, that's going to be an ugly picture. And I think at the very least, the Republican Party would split in half if that happened, the way the Whigs did in the 1850s. So the Republican Party, as we have known it, would no longer exist.
Pivotal times right there. Former governor, now presidential candidate William Weld. Sir, thank you for your time and happy holidays to you and yours.
Thanks, Alex. Same to you.